Good day, everyone. Welcome to Agility Academy Learning Series. So today have got interesting topic. So this is second session of 2022. Today we are going to explore how and what needs to be done if you want to move away from traditional portfolio management approach towards lean agile portfolio management approach. And I'm sure those who have tuned in through LinkedIn live session or YouTube, you will have heaps and heaps of questions with regard to this topic. Uh, for change, and probably this is new initiative where we are going to introduce Agility Academy learning with mentors and learning partners. So we have got Azu who has joined from Wellington, New Zealand. Hi Azu, good to have
Hi
you here.
everyone. Hi
And we got
Sandeep. Hi everyone.
hi, and we got Pawan who has joined us from Sydney, Melbourne.
Hi Sandeep, hi everyone. Thanks for having me here.
Pleasure. So both of them are seasoned professionals working in agile industry since several years, and they have got their own experience. So they are going to help me facilitate this session. Uh, just in case if you are joining this session first time, feel free to ask your questions on LinkedIn or YouTube. Right now it's getting live stream on both platforms. Uh, Feel free to say hi. We are curious to know who is joining, who is watching this video from which part of the world. Last time we had few people from Europe, US who joined, and looking forward to share learnings in this particular session. So let's dig, dig in. Hi, Belinda. Good to have you here. So Belinda is saying hi. All right. So what is this lean portfolio management and how that's going to make difference if we are working in a traditional organization? What to expect? So today's agenda is to go through a few interesting facts. The first one is what this lean portfolio management is all about. If any organization is working in traditional ways of working and they haven't actually embarked on agile journey, why and what actually they are missing, or even as a seasoned professional, as an agile project manager, portfolio manager, or program manager, if you are struggling, if you are coming across various challenges, how this lean portfolio management can make your life better and your team's life better. What are the biggest challenges typically faced whenever you think about implementing portfolio management, lean portfolio management? And quite often we hear that CEO, CTO has got fantastic strategy. They want to make change in the world, want to become make huge impact. But when you talk with the teams or team members, there is a big disconnect. So how lean portfolio management can help you to bridge that gap, help you connect that enterprise level strategy with what team members are working in their day-to-day world, like in terms of stories or tasks or features. Once we go through that, we'll look into quickly key concepts, main concept of lean portfolio management. There are three dimensions which are there in a scale agile's approach towards lean portfolio management. We are going to touch on those, and then we will have bird's eye view of different aspects of lean portfolio management which are provided in SAFe when it comes to achieving business agility, when it comes to delivering better outcome faster in the exponentially changing world. Towards the end of session, I have got good news for you. So those who are watching this video live or probably going to watch recorded video later, we are offering scholarship for those viewers, and we are going to share that with you towards end. So how you can formally take your journey to become an agile portfolio manager and agile delivery manager is something interesting which we are going to explore towards end. Cool. Uh, let's move on. So when we talk about lean portfolio management, this is literally what it is. So there is a lean and there is a portfolio management. If you think about lean has got its roots in a manufacturing industry. Toyota has made it quite popular through Toyota ways of working. Now, in a nutshell, if you want to describe lean, it is nothing but a way of thinking. It's a different approach where you always focus on customer and what customer is considering as a valuable thing. And when you are applying lean approach, your focus is ensuring that value is delivered with a few resources and less waste. So that's all about lean. Portfolio management. Now, if you want to look into the traditional ways of portfolio management, you will have strategy, which is said there might be different ideas, there might be regulations. If you work in the banking industry, telco, or any industry where there are a lot of regulations, and all those things actually feed into your portfolio management bucket. and based on from where those needs are coming, you will initiate different projects. And there are certain challenges when you go follow this projectized approach towards portfolio management. That's something which we are going to explore. But if you go back and try to understand what portfolio management is, it is a selection, prioritization, and control of organizations' programs and projects in line with those strategic objectives, strategic themes which have been set, and again having capacity to deliver against them. So that's in a nutshell what portfolio management is and what lean is. Now we are going to explore how lean portfolio management is different. Now, when we look into the lean portfolio management, first and foremost thing which comes to our mind is agile ways of working. And those, I'm sure Pawan and Azu, you have worked with several teams, and there are different agile approaches where some IT or software development teams might start working embracing agile practices, but at the same time they might come and reach a stage wherein because of traditional project management or funding model they can't go beyond what's expected, or they might hit that ceiling and there's a friction in the way entire organization work. And that's where this lean portfolio management comes in picture. Yes, Pawan, have you got something interesting to
So
share?
I have a question out here, Sandeep.
Hmm.
So the traditional ways of working versus the lean portfolio management. So with your experience, what do you see as the biggest challenges in the successful implementation of lean portfolio management? And what are the traits that leadership needs to exhibit? Because in reality, so the most of the leadership has been transformed from the traditional ways of working to the lean ways of working. So what behaviors they need to exhibit in order for it to be successful?
Yeah, that's really interesting question. And for the matter of fact, doesn't matter what is the strategy, what senior leadership is thinking, unless you have got everyone onboarded, you can't make any difference. And those who are looking at the portfolio, whether those are the PMO leads, PMO office, if they are not onboarded, you won't be able to achieve right kind of success and gain those transformational benefits. Now, based on my experience, what I have seen is that if you want to have in a true sense, lean portfolio management in place, you should be able to connect what is set at the organizational level as a strategic team to what particular team member is working as part of his day-to-day activity. And that clarity, alignment is key to the success. And another thing is that, as you can see here, is if you have other leaders who always believe in understanding what are the obstacles, what are the challenges which are faced by the people on the ground, you will see different kind of behavior. So it's rather than push, it's a pull based, or I will say collaborative approach, wherein leadership is supposed to act as a servant leader, helping removing those blockers, helping teams to get rid of those impediments, and using measurements and governance to create right kind of behaviors rather than tool to punish or tool to reward. So that's the clear difference between traditional portfolio management, where you have someone who is sitting on the top and then not connected with what's happening on the ground.
That's good. Thanks, Sandeep.
Otherwise. Meantime, those who have joined a bit late, feel free to say hi in chat on LinkedIn or YouTube and ask any questions which you have got. So lean portfolio management is where you apply all that lean thinking, where your focus is on customer, you are respecting people on the ground, you are always trying to optimize flow. So all those things are applied when you are managing big enterprise or product portfolio, and all the time your focus is to having right kind of demand and capacity management. You are always focused on the outcome and having right kind of tools, processes which will enable, empower right kind of decisions made at the right level. So that's in a nutshell what portfolio management is, lean portfolio management, and this is something which we are going to explore in detail. It's a big topic, huge topic, and there's an interesting book which I will highly recommend to read. So if you want to understand the mindset shift which is required, you might want to grab a copy of Escape Velocity, this book by Jeffrey Murray. So in this book, what he has talked about is that every organization, like it's like a human being. As a human being, if we are conditioned to get up a bit late and stay awake a bit late, then it takes a lot of motivation, and breaking any habit takes a lot of willpower and different kind of environment. Same thing applies to organization. And the reason why a lot of organizations are not able to move away from traditional, portfolio management and traditional ways of working is there's something called as, gravitational force, which is there deeply rooted in their existing culture. And this escape velocity talks about how you can get your company's future, uh, you know pulled away from the what you have done in past. So what has helped you to succeed till now might not help you to succeed in future, because if you just look back 5 years back, 10 years back, 15 years back, no one would have thought that there are companies like, Zoom, or there are companies like Uber, or there are companies like Netflix. Now things have changed. So when it comes to portfolio management as a senior leadership, biggest challenge which is faced is alignment, and that's what this is a famous quote from this book by Jeff, saying that there are a lot of strategic meetings, and if you talk with two executives and ask them what is the key thing on which you want entire team need to work, or what is our vision, what is our strategy for company, it again depends on with whom you are talking. You will get different version, and sometimes those version of vision and strategy will not connect. So unless there is this alignment at the leadership level, unless there's a clarity with regard to what's the vision, what we are trying to achieve over a period of time, you can't expect team to be focused on right kind of things. And that's at the crux of having this lean portfolio management, where you want to have that alignment, you want to have that clarity, wherein everyone, entire organization, work as a single unit towards common goal.
So I have a question on this, Sandeep, if it's
Yes,
fine
Sanjay.
with you.
Yep.
Yeah, as per my experience, when we are talking about portfolio level, then it's basically senior leadership people who are engaged at this level with business owners, customers, and people. And the first step in moving towards lean portfolio management from traditional one is building that mindset among the leader and executive.
Hmm.
And once that part is done, what I've seen, then everything falls in place. It moves on to program backlog and then team level and all and so on and so forth. So are we
Yep.
saying that biggest focus in terms of LPM is our leadership layer or the layer who is sitting at the top? What
Yep.
is your experience? My experience is more or less on the same front.
Absolutely. It's like if you have got a kids, if you tell kid that you don't want to spend time on a screen for so many days or hours in a day, and if you keep looking into your mobile phone, you can't expect kid to behave differently, right? Same thing happens in the workplace. So if you have got a leader or executive who is expecting certain kind of outcomes through certain ways of working, and then but those behaviors, those actions actually get replicated across everyone who is reporting, or whoever is a part of that group or team. So unless you have got a leader who is setting example through acts, not only through words, through acts, through behaviors, and just leading by showing what exactly needs to be done, nothing changes on the ground. And that's my experience. Same principles which are applied at a team level can be applied at a program level and can be applied at a portfolio level.
All right. Thanks, Sandeep.
No worries. So if we want to see, this is interesting picture. So if what you can see that there are different four people who are trying to push particular thing, that biggest rock, towards finish line. In ideal world, what you want all those four people to act as a team, and apply all their energy, effort towards taking this particular good, this rock, circular rock, or towards the finish line. And that finish line is nothing but what value we are trying to deliver to customer, business outcome we are trying to achieve. Now, when we talk about challenges, these are the typical challenges which are faced. First one is, which we discussed, several times, is alignment of work, whether it's a story, task, feature, anything which is done by the team or team of teams, with what is expected at a portfolio level or at an organizational level. So alignment of that work to portfolio strategy and what value is supposed to be delivered. Second thing is clarity. In absence of clarity, team members and middle management and other leaders, they will make decisions based on what they believe is the right thing or most valuable thing for the customer. So having that alignment with regard to business outcome is topmost priority. Second challenge which is faced is that having many projects which are running parallelly. And my personal experience while I was working in one of the bank was, there were more than several hundred projects running at given point in time. And as a result of that, even if teams at a team level were following agile ways of working, they were pulled in different direction. They were expected to deliver different project milestones outcomes in a given time. And what happens at the end? 5 day work might be estimated as a 5 week work because you want to ensure that project manager doesn't get disturbed because you are not meeting target. And then at the end, what remain is all those unqualified ideas, all those low priority projects which are eating up team's capacity. So high working process or progress, having multiple projects which are running in flight at given point in time is another biggest challenge. Uh, Unqualified ideas. So in absence of having clear strategy, how to prioritize one initiative against another, whether we are going to prioritize based on who has got biggest influence in the organization, or is it because someone is making those hefty claims saying that this is going to give us $1 billion, or is it because someone is very shout creating a lot of noise? It's because we are applying hippo, like highest paid person in organization is going to make decisions, so that level of prioritization. So that might actually hamper your portfolio management in a way wherein unqualified low priority ideas might be approved to be taken up. Last two things are quite interesting, which is with regard to visibility. So it's like if you don't know how much time you have got, you will say yes to everything. So, in absence of having visibility towards how much capacity is available within a team, what are their top priorities, everything people will be just going in any direction without having clarity. So, no visibility into capacity, so that and as a result of always struggling in matching that demand with supply. And last one is again goes back to one of those 12 principles agile, which were mentioned in agile manifesto, where you want to have incremental delivery and you want to reflect back at a regular interval. So at a portfolio level, if you are doing big bang planning for the entire year, and all of a sudden if COVID has stuck, right? Or okay, we had boosters, but now there's Omicron, so probably we can't go business as usual. Then if you have planned something way too ahead, too early, then there is always high level of risk involved. It applies everywhere. And that's where at a portfolio management, when it comes to portfolio management, rather than doing big bang planning, what we need a roadmap. What we need certain guidelines, certain milestones, and then have that rolling way planning wherein things can be delivered iteratively, and detailed planning will be done for the shorter cycles. So far what we have seen is the need for the lean portfolio management. What are the challenges which are faced in a portfolio management? And if you are working as a agile delivery manager or agile project manager, program manager, and aspire to become a agile portfolio manager, or even if you are a agile coach who has always worked with teams or who has always worked with team of teams but never interacted with portfolio or PMO office, then the approach which is shared, or the level of learnings which have been shared in lean portfolio management course by Scaled Agile Framework is quite handy. It's a unique course wherein compared to any traditional agile courses, you will do deep dive into lean agile approach when it comes to portfolio management, how you should organize people. And we are not talking about 8 to 10 people. We are not talking about one or two teams. You'll be dealing with several hundred of teams, thousands of team members. How you can organize them so that you can still have continuous flow of value without compromising on people's health and well-being. When it comes to funding, what kind of lean budget guardrails you can put in place rather than going through the projectize or project cost accounting, how you can make things a bit different, wherein focus will be always on value. Uh, Another thing which is quite interesting is that when you move from traditional approach to lean agile approach, you're rather than just having this centralized unlimited work intake, you have got discipline. So you will have certain rules by which you will decide which decisions should be made at a central level, which decisions should be decentralized, how the flow of work should be managed, what is the entry and exit criteria for any new work which needs to be taken. So you will be exploring lean business cases, you'll be looking into agile forecasting, and then coming up with a lean startup approach where you will prove that everything is an hypothesis. You'll have small initiatives, small epics, which will be delivered as MVP, and based on the outcome, you'll go ahead and then make further investment. So that's the mindset shift, and it requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of commitment, and in absence of that commitment, what happens is that on the ground nothing changes. So, and that's where this lean portfolio management in Scale Agile comes handy, because it looks at three dimensions. As you can see here, so you have got this strategy and investment funding, which is purely focused on how you can ensure that entire portfolio is aligned, and it is aligned with whatever strategic themes which are set at the organizational level, and then how you can have that entire portfolio funded in order to create those innovative solutions which are required for the customers based on the emerging needs, and how you can actually meet those business targets. So that's the strategic and investment funding dimension of lean portfolio management in SAFE. Second one is agile portfolio operations. So agile portfolio operation is where you will be ensuring that right kind of governance practices. This is where you will ensure that if any coordination need to happen, it will be done with agile portfolio management operation and less, which is lean agile center of excellence, along with second level of leadership, which is at the program level. You will have in agile portfolio operations, you will coordinate and support those decentralized program executions, which will be at a team of teams levels or program levels, and ensure that new ideas which have been shared are always worked on. So you act as a operational strive towards operational excellence. And then third dimension is lean governance. So in lean governance, what you do, you talk about what kind of audit compliance related practices needs to be followed, how decisions needs to be made when it comes to allocating budget, when it comes to spending certain amount. How are you going to measure success of portfolio? So what are those different metrics? And if you have got that clarity, you will be able to align all teams and the programs with regard to those metrics which are set at the portfolio level. So these are the three dimensions of lean portfolio management in SAFE or Scale Agile, and this is something which is explored very at very detailed level in lean portfolio 2-day course. So this is just snapshot or bird's eye view about certain things which will learn. Now we have looked at three dimensions. These are the practical tools and techniques which can be implemented if you are working, if you aspire to be, portfolio manager or agile coach who want to, consult, mentor, coach at a portfolio level. These are the things. These are the tools which you can leverage.
So, Sandeep, I have one question here.
Yeah.
In terms of the cadences at portfolio level, what is the things or events that is kept in mind in portfolio when we are working across these various things or aspects?
Yeah. So typically, what you have got at team level or at a group level is daily stand up or scrum of scrum, and then you have a meeting where you do demonstrate work. So that's a showcase or retro. So you review essentially what has been delivered, and then you do planning and understand, okay, what needs to be achieved, what are the top priorities. Same
Yeah.
principles are applied. So rather than just looking at particular time in span board like a sprint board, what you do, you have got a portfolio Kanban board, and with the help of all leadership roles, what you do always is you understand what are different ideas which are there. So you call it funnel. You take it, you review those, you create a lean portfolio, a lean business case. You're using cost of delays and lean economics. You prioritize those ideas against each other, or which is the name of prioritization technique which is used, and then it goes and sit in the portfolio backlog. So all those things happens, and then it gets reviewed through different cadences or ceremonies. So portfolio level ceremonies, if you want to understand, is that because it's a portfolio, you are looking at a multi-year horizon, or probably you are trying to understand what needs to be done in a year. then you will have this quarterly roadmap. Uh, so you will have this different cadences. So you will have strategic portfolio review, wherein you will be reviewing how things are going. There will be portfolio syncs. So portfolio syncs are like a daily syncs or daily scrum, where you will understand how things are going. Do we need to make any changes, any adjustment? Do we need to make any decisions? And then next thing is that you will have participatory budgeting. So participatory budgeting is a bit different than traditional budgeting, wherein budgeting, wherein you will involve all those who are decision makers, you will involve all those people who have got right kind of information, and all ideas will be weighted against each other before you decide how much budget, how much allocation needs to be done to different value streams. And again, it's a huge topic because if I start explaining one thing, I need to explain another thing. But in a nutshell, to answer your question, Azu, there are three events or three cadences or meetings. First thing is your portfolio sync, which happens by looking at your portfolio Kanban. You got a strategic portfolio review where you focused on the portfolio metric, how we are performing with regard to employee engagement, or how are we doing with regard to customer satisfaction. So whatever metrics you have got, you do review against that, and then you have got a budgeting participatory budgeting meeting or forum wherein you decide what fund need to be assigned to which value stream or release train and group or program, and then you have that adaptive approach wherein based on what has been shared, you decide what need to be done next. And another thing is that you have got this portfolio roadmap which always guides you to make decisions. So that's how it's done on the ground. Now it's quite interesting, and I'm very passionate about this topic. We won't be able to do any justice to explain this topic in remaining 4 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you are curious and to learn through hands-on exercise, through interactive games and other things, then we have got this interesting opportunity coming up. So in few weeks time, on 19th and 20th of Feb over weekend, we have got this lean portfolio management course, certification course. So we are authorized training partner for same. So you can come and join us. Same training is happening after towards middle of March. Uh, Here is a QR code. You can scan this code, or you can visit agilityacademy.com.au and then register for this course. My personal advice is that if you have worked already in agile environment, you know how agile works at a team level or team of team levels, then this is best course for you. If you haven't worked in agile environment, if you haven't you are not familiar with agile concepts, agile frameworks, then I will not recommend going with this course because this is quite expert level advanced course. And if you have done leading safe, if you are SPC, if you have done any Scrum or Kanban certifications, already working as a agile project manager, program manager with teams who are following one of the agile methodologies, then this is the right course for you because this is a expert advanced level course. Good thing is that those who are watching this video or live stream now or going to watch later, for you we have got this promotion code. So this is the scholarship which we are providing for anyone who want to do any course through Agility Academy. You can go through the link, apply this promotion code, and you will get some scholarship, to pursue your professional goals. In case, I know we have gone through several things, and definitely you are going to have a lot of questions. If you are not sure whether this is the right course, or if you have got certain questions, you need some clarity, then feel free to reach out to us. This is the number, so you can either text if you are based in Australia. If not, on WhatsApp or Telegram, you can text on this number, and one of us will reach out to you to help you guide throughout your agile leadership journey.
Right.
So that's it for today. Any last minute questions from anyone? Rowan, Azu?
Yeah, I have question. I mean, I have worked in general traditional lean management environment and in LPM with lean mindset as well. And I have certain seen certain challenges. So it would be good enough. I know we have very restricted time here, but to discuss and understand and discuss with the people, audiences, and people to gain knowledge. What are the differences between the two environment? I mean, it's tremendous change that comes in picture as you referred, the cadences and all. So there are
Yeah,
changes. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
thanks to explain in restricted time, Sandeep.
My pleasure. And again, this is the start of the journey. This is not the end. So probably, if you are still curious, thank you, Pawan and Arzu, for being here and facilitating this session. So Pawan and Arzu are Agility Academy mentor and trainers. Uh, Feel free to reach out to them, connect with them, as well as me on LinkedIn. And if you have got any questions, if you have got any query, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you in your journey. Thank you, everyone, and have a good
Thanks.
one.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody. Have a great day. See you all
Have a
soon.
great day. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.